If at 1 minute LMS. Just 1 minute. I need to swap my account. I think the internet connection is bad. Just 1 minute. And meanwhile, do you have any question about the quiz? All the topics are included. We finished chapter 4 lately. I will do some more examples about chapter 4. Maybe today we will start chapter 5, but it will be not included. So it will be the end of chapter 4, end of the for loops. You know what we covered until now. Chapter 1 was introduction. There is nothing in there. It was just information about the coding. So actually there is no chapter 1. We started from chapter 2. So chapter 2 like printf, scanf, and we started the if. Then chapter 3, we also see if-else statements, switch, and then we started repetition structures starting from while. After that, in chapter 4, we gave a start to the for loop. We finished the for loops. Again, it's a repetition structures. We covered the do while, and that's it. These are the topics. Most probably it will be 1 or 2 questions, but I'm thinking to ask just 1 question. And the duration will be enough, half an hour. A simple task, you will do it. If you just study our examples, it will be quite enough. So in here, this is my screen, but if you see electrical electronic engineering ENG 112 mix, we have also the other one for group 1, but before we are going to upload the exam to this mix one because all the students are registered here, the ENG students, INFE students, and the other group students. Let me show you. So I already upload a task assignment. Let me share you also the link. Here there is no quiz yet, just to show you the system. So if you click on that, let me switch my role to student to show you how it will look like to you. So this is how it looks like to you. You see assignment is here. This is a sample assignment to test yourself because I uploaded for you. And in here you can see add submission. When you click on that, you are going to attach your files, the PDF files or the photos, whatever. If you click on the assignment, it will be downloaded to your computer. And in here, of course, in our exam, it will be the quiz and the question. But I upload this just as a sample. This is a sample assignment to test yourself for uploading your submission. So you can click on that link or go to the Moodle, click on the ENG112 mix, and go to the assignment section, test assignment, and try to upload your files. And if you are facing with any problems, you can write to me. When you click on the add submission, you see here, you can drag drop files. You will click on that, choose file, and you will choose the file you want to upload. Of course, it will be a photo. I told you, you will take the photos and upload to the system. And you can also upload multiple of photos, but I think one will be enough because it will be just one question. Is that clear? Is there any question?
So you allow us to use our phones in the last 10 minutes of the exam?
Yes, I will allow. So in the last 10 minutes, it will be just for the submission. You are not going to continue your exam, okay? You will finish the exam and start your submission process. And if you don't start the submission and you face with some difficulties at the end, I will not accept them. I will not accept, of course, in case you have a internet disconnection or some problems, we can do something. But otherwise, you need to submit it to this system, to the Moodle. I will not accept them via my email or via the Teams. You are just going to upload it to the Moodle. Okay? Any question? Actually, the system is quite easy. You will just click on upload file, upload your files. That's it. And the system will give you, I think, a message that the files are uploaded. I can then on my screen, I can see them all your quizzes. Is there any problem or question? Okay. So most probably today I will also upload a rules about the exam. The first important thing, you should join the meeting. Everyone should join the meeting. Your microphones and cameras should be opened. I will invigilate you. The second thing, mobiles and computers are forbidden to use during the exam. So prepare your papers with you, an A4 paper or a good quality paper. Be careful about your photos. It should be, with high quality and readable because at the end I'm going to read them. So when you take the photo, please check it that it is readable and the quality is good. And that's it. Rather than that, please do not share anything with your friends. Of course, I know students can find ways to share it. Don't share it because last semester we faced too many cheatings and the both sides will penalize. Even if you are sharing, you will be penalized. There is no difference between sharing and taking the code. So please don't share with your friends. Close your Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever, and just concentrate on your exam. It is also a good test for you for the midterms and the finals. This will be a 5% exam, and it is to push you to study, to review everything, and 2 weeks later on, we will have midterms. So use this time to review what we did until now. And next week, we will start to another topic, which is functions. So it's a good time to study now. Then you will add something more at the midterms. Okay?
All right, can we have a revision class? Is that
Maybe before the midterms, I will do a revision class, but not now.
all
Okay?
right?
I am planning to, in the last lecture, I mean before the midterms, the last lecture, to solve some questions or solve some past exam papers, like past midterm papers, like that. And during these past papers, maybe we will review the topics as well. Okay? Okay.
Sir, is the nested loop groups are included in the quiz or not?
Which one?
Nested loops.
Yes, they are included. They are included in the for loops. We finished chapter 4. I will do some more examples about them today, but we already covered them, so there will be not very different.
And sir, for the quiz, do we need to write the complete code, like all the libraries and braces we should have represented, right?
Yeah, if it is, yes, if it is asking you to write the complete code, you should write it. Starting from the beginning, libraries, int main, then taking the numbers, blah, blah, everything. Okay?
Should we write the code with our hands?
Yes, I taught you that.
So
Well,
not on the computer.
not, computer is forbidden. You will just write it to the paper, take the photo.
Can I send it from the mobile? Submit exam from the mobile?
You can. You can. Again, the same process. You will go
I
to
think
the
it's
Moodle.
easier.
Yes, you can go to the Moodle. Again, when you say upload, you can drag from your mobile the file that you take the photos, okay?
Yes, thank you.
But as I told you, you can try the system before the exam. It is already uploaded to ENG112 Mix. So go there and try to upload something. So you will be ready.
Can we do in the exam, like we try the code on computer first to check it's working, then write on
I
paper?
am telling you, computers are forbidden to touch the computers. You will just open your computers for the camera and the microphone
Okay.
to join the meeting. That's it. Because otherwise, like we tried this last semester. We did it like that, as you said. Tried it that we allow students to use compilers, blah blah. But then students start to share the codes with them too much. So I don't want this anymore. And
I mean, how
exam-
we know it's working or not?
and
If there's error.
there might be some simple errors, like syntaxing errors, we can ignore them. But at the end, you need to know the idea of the code, right? That's how I am teaching you as well. I am teaching you, for example, loops, how I am teaching you, how the computer is working as well. Iteration by iteration. So you need to learn how the compiler is working. Even though if you have compiler and you are doing some mistake, how you are going to fix it, you need to know how it is working. And I am telling you, before, when it was face-to-face, we were writing exams. So you should be adopt yourself to this one as well, to learn how the compiler is working without working with the compilers. So you might do some simple mistakes, I can ignore them, but the general idea, general logic of the code should be correct. And I'm not going to check just your result, okay? I will check it line by line. So if you include the libraries, then int main. I don't know if you take the from the user, how you use the loops, if your loops are working correctly, and so on. I will not just concentrate on the result. Okay?
So for today's lecture, are we gonna continue taking examples about chapter 4, or are we gonna start with chapter 5?
We will continue to do chapter 4 examples. Example 3, we have still 3 examples more about the nested loops. Then if we have time, I will start chapter 5, but it will be not included in the exam. Okay? Let's start.
Right.
Okay, again, we continue from example 3. You know, what we did yesterday was nested loops. We have, just to review, we have some codes like that. Then J. So this is the outer loop, and this is the inner loop. Now what I told to you, you will start from this one. For example, I is equal to 0. Then finish all the iterations inside the inner loop. So it will start from I is equal to 0. then J0 up to J9.
You're not
After,
sharing your screen.
oh, sorry, but I'm sharing.
Sorry, you
It is
It
shared,
doesn't
right?
show you. Sorry, my bad.
Now, maybe it is frozen or something.
Teacher, are you recording this?
Yes, it is recording, I think. Yes, it is recording. So now you can see it?
Yes,
Yes.
hocam, we can see.
Okay. So, as I told you how it is working, starting from 0, J0, then up until J finish, I will be the same, and this will goes up to J is equal to 0, J is equal to 9. This is the last iteration for J, the inner loop. When the inner loop will finish, you will update the outer loop as well, I1, and start from the beginning again, J is equal to 0. And this will continue like that up to when I reach 9, J reach 9. And if you hear, we did this example tomorrow. If you write here stars, so what we are expecting from this code, what will be the output? We did this example too. So it is 0 to 9, 0 to 9. So we will create a square actually, like 10 by 10.
Doctor, I think you missed a parenthesis, or am I wrong? Alright, this. Yeah, it's right side.
It's okay. We opened here, close here, opened here. Oh, sorry, I put one more item. This will okay. This is for this one. This is for that one. Okay. We did we did this example yesterday. Today, why I show you this one? We will do some more advanced stuff. Like we did rectangle, we did square. Now we are going to do some examples about triangles. And of course, triangles is a bit more complex. The first example we are going to do is a right triangle, this one. And then we will do an inverse right triangle. Right triangles are quite easy, actually. After that, a triangle and a diamond shape. Actually, what is the diamond? A triangle, then an inverse triangle. Let's start from the right triangle. So here, what is the logic? You see, again, we have, now I told you. The outer loop controls the number of rows, these ones, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah. In here, it is 10. The inner loop will control the number of columns. So in this case, it is 10 by 10. So that's why we printed 10 by 10 with the asterisk. So 1, 2, 3, up to 10. So this is for the columns. Don't to manipulate columns, and the outer loop to manipulate the rows. So in this case, for example, in this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 rows. So the outer loop will be up to 10. If we're starting from 1, less than or equal to 10. Then how about the inner loop? How I am going to control the columns? As you see, the column numbers is always equal to the row number. For example, here, this is row 1, I have just 1 asterisk. This is row 2, I have 2 asterisks. This is row 3, I have 3 asterisks, and so on. And at the end, row 10, I have 10 asterisks. So how I can control it? Any idea? What should I write here?
What do you mean by control it?
I mean, if you write 10, it will be just 10 by 10, but this is not static now. It will be like this. 1, 2.
We make it
three,
equals
You can write
to I.
j less than I.
Exactly. This is N1, this is N2, and N3. Right? So actually, what is this number? Is the I value, right? I told you the I is the row number.
Yeah, okay.
So if you put here I,
Alright.
when it is, or let's do like this. You see, we started from 1. When this is 1, we have just 1 asterisk. Then when this is 2, I have 2 asterisks. When this is 3, I have 3 asterisks. Up to 10. Then I have 10 asterisks, and that's it. Is that clear? I will also show you how it is working in the code. So this is the difference between the square. In the square, we have 2 static numbers, 4 by 5, 10 by 10. But in this one, the number of asterisks is changing with the row number. For row 1, it is 1. For row 2, it is 2. That's why we put the second the j is less than or equal to I. Because this depends, the number of columns depends on the row number. Let me first run this code. And then also we will see, I will show you details how it is working in the code. So this is the output, or of course, 5. So this time we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number of rows and a right triangle like this. Or if you want, you can take this number of rows from the user. Please enter number of for the right triangle. And take it with scanf. Let's
Scanf and save it to I.
what?
I'm saying you can take it to scanf and save it to I, right?
Exactly. So I will save it as n, the number of rows, and n. Then the outer loop will be n. So I will take the number of rows with n. Let's try. Please enter the number of rows for the right triangle. If I enter 10, it will be right triangle with 10 rows. If I enter 8, then with 8 rows. Now let's see how this one is working in each iteration. The idea, like, it's quite easy, as I told you. We just this will show you the number of rows, and the number of columns depends on the number of rows. That's why we call j is less or equal to I. Okay, so what will happen in the first iteration? We start, as you know, from I is equal to 1. When I is equal to 1, j is less or equal to I. So what does it mean? Equal to 1. So we will have just one iteration. J will start from 1, check the condition, it is okay, print the asterisk. After that, when you increase the J, it will be not in your condition. The condition will be false. So you will exit from the for loop. So in the first iteration, you have just one loop. I is equal to 1, J is equal to 1. And here, let me show you the output. Printf and asterisk. So we print an asterisk for I1, J1. So this is over because this is just one iteration. Printf /n. Go to the new line. We go to the new line. After that, the first iteration for the outer loop is finished. We will update the I value. I will be 2. So here is I, as you know. So this is actually 2. This time we will have for J1 and J2. So when I is equal to 2, J is equal to 1, printf and asterisk. We print an asterisk. Then increase the J value. It will be 2. It's still true because J is less or equal to 2. So J is equal to 2. And let's say N is equal to 4. Again, print an asterisk. We print an asterisk. After J is equal to 2, when you increase it, the condition will be false because it will be higher than 2. This for loop will be over. Printf /n. Go to the new line. And when you go to the new line, again, the second iteration for the outer loop is finished. We will increase the I value. So I will be 3. Again, we will start from J is equal to 1. You know, this is I. Now I is 3. So basically the idea, we will print 3 asterisks. 1 asterisk for J is equal to 1. Then we will increase the J value. J is equal to 2. Again, put an asterisk. And the last one, J is equal to 3. Put an asterisk again. After that, when J is reached to 3, again, when you visit, the condition will be false. This loop will be over. Printf /n. Go to the new line. Now this is my last iteration because the user entered, as I told you, 4. So this is actually 4. So we reached to the last iteration for the I. So again, the same idea. We will do it for up to 4. Last iteration. I is equal to 4. J is equal to 4. This is 4 as well because that was I. So in the last row, we are going to print 4 asterisks. After that, when we reach I4, J4, when we reach J4, this loop will be over. Go to the new line. We will go to the new line. But also I is finished. So this nested 2 loops will be over. So on the screen, we are going to see a right triangle with 4 rows. Is that clear?
Sir, please run the program.
Run the program. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The second one, as you know, let's do some brainstorming, is an inverse right triangle. So what we are going to do, for example, if I enter 4, first it will start from 4, like this, 4 asterisks, and 3 asterisks, 2, and 1. Now I want to print this one. Any idea how I can do that? An inverse right
Make
triangle.
it n minus I.
Where? Here.
Uh,
I minus minus.
Or I can start
Like
and
J.
Initial value of I is to like false.
Like
you
for
said?
example, if J is larger than N, like larger or equal to 4, J minus minus maybe.
But then you need to start from n, right?
We
Yes.
can do j greater than equal to 4 and then j minus minus.
But this will be 4 or 1.
N.
But we are starting from n. For example, when
Yeah.
n is 4, we started from 4. Then we need to decrease it. Up to which point?
I.
I think we need to make another 2 for loops, maybe.
Oh, no.
I mean, for the outer loop, I shouldn't be equals to 1. It should be equal to N, and the inner loop, J is equal to I, maybe?
All we will start from this one with n, right?
Yes,
Then this one.
is greater than or equal to,
What is the last one?
1.
Exactly. And
I minus.
So we start from 4, right? When j 1 to 4, first 1 to 4. Then you will decrease the I value. You go to the new line, decrease the I value. I will be 3. So this will be up to 3. Then 2. And the last one will be 1 asterisk.
Sir, I understand the outer loop, but for the inner loop, why is J equals to 1?
1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is n. What is n? For the first one is 4. So first the 1, 2, 3, and 4, like we did in the last example.
Oh, okay, so basically we're not going to change anything for J, but...
No, we just changed the I value. We started from n greater than 1 minus minus. We did it inverse. It was like this. 1 up to n, right?
Yeah.
No, I think J should be I.
This is I, of course.
Yes.
It is I.
Yes.
It was an example. It was like this. We change it starting from n, because the first one is n, up to 1 minus minus. We did the inverse operation. Let me show you. Or here 10 to 0 is the same. We are taking from n.
So I think your microphone is muted.
Sorry. Sorry, what you said?
Oh, we couldn't hear you. I thought your microphone was muted.
I don't get you again. Sorry.
Sir, your voice is kind of far. Like maybe you can speak a bit louder.
Okay. Now?
Yeah, now it's fine, sir.
Yeah, it's better.
Sorry.
So, sir, if we want to scan F now, we're gonna switch I equals N. That's it, right?
Exactly. We will write printf, enter rows, and then scanf. It will be an integer value, which is n. and this will be n. We just change the order. Start from n greater or equal to 0, I minus minus. Then the j will be the same because it depends on the I value. You start from n. In each iteration, decrease it one by one up to why it is 0. Let me try it as well. Let's do it. We will see why it is 0, not 1. Okay, in the first iteration, we start, n is equal to 4. So I will start from 4. I is greater than 0, so it's satisfied. We enter the inner loop. J is less or equal to I. So we start from j is equal to 1 up to j is equal to 4, because basically this is 4.
So it will keep changing and proceeding until it satisfies what's written.
Yes. So this is I. So I is 4 up to 4. When we reach the 4, the loop will be over. So first in J1, we print an asterisk. Then again, I is 4. J is 2. Again, an asterisk. I is 4. J is 3. Asterisk. And this is the last one. I is 4. J is 4. Because this is less or equal to I. And we know that it is 4. So the last iteration, we put an asterisk. The inner loop finish, printf /n. We'll go to the new line. After that, what we are going to do, decrease I by 1. In the other one, we were increasing it. Now we are decreasing it. So I will be equal to 3. So we will do the same operation, J1, J2, and J3. So 3 asterisks for 1, 2, and 3. After that, printf /n, the new line, decrease the I value by 1. So I will be 2. We'll do it for J1, 2, again, decrease the I value by 1. I think it is better to make this one 1. It will be the same, but this is correct. Because what will happen? I will be 1. I will be 1. You just do for 1, because this is 1 now. Just one loop. Printf and asterisk. So that was the last iteration. After the printf /n, go to the new line and stop. Why? Because the both loops are finished. So please in your code change this 0 to 1, because we will just reach to 1 and stop it. It's okay. Is there any question?
What if you put 0 instead of 1?
If it
I
is 0,
yes.
let's go. What will happen? You will decrease the I value by 1, right?
Yes.
I will be equal to 0. This is 0. So basically, this is directly false, right? This is not true, because we start from 1. So this condition will not satisfy. You will not enter to this loop.
So it just will add
Just
one new
a
line.
new line, yes, exactly. But it's not necessary. That's why I'm telling you. It will be plot again the same figure, but please do this one 1. It is more correct.
Okay, thank you.
Because if it was not a new line and if you put some more some other character, it was going to be false. Okay. Because
Just
we
like
cannot,
if you want. Sorry, go.
yes, you tell me.
Yeah. If you want to make a diamond, you should make it 1, because if it's a 0, it will make a space and then start with the inverse.
Exactly. You're right. Because we don't see it on the screen, we think that it is correct. But if you see it on the screen, there will be one more line, like your friend said. For example, in the diamond shape here, if you do such a mistake, what will happen after this one? For example, you will have one more line, one empty line. But we don't want this. So please change here 0 to 1. This one, it will be 1. Okay, next example.
So can we do this question by changing the inner loop? By changing J. I've
This-
sent the code in the chat. I tried, it works.
How you did it? You send it to me?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
And of course, this will be n, right? Yes, same idea, right? This will manipulate the number of rows, and this time you did this one, the inverse. So it's correct. And guys, really, like, there is not just one way in coding. You can do in very different ways. Also, you can think in a different way. Maybe also in my solution manual, I write a code, but you write something different, but it's working the same way. This is possible. And when we are checking the exams, we are checking in this way. We are checking your logic, not just, it's not static. I cannot just focus on one solution. There might be some different solutions.
So for my program, it prints like infinite number of asterisks, and I did like your way.
Send your
Can I-
program here.
Okay.
Send to the chat. Because why it is, this one will be I. Less than I, this one.
Okay.
You said J, and because in your code it is always greater than 0. J value is always greater than 0, so it's, you entered an infinite loop. Okay, continue. Okay, this second example is a triangle example. This time what we are going to do, there is a background noise. Okay. So first, let me tell you the logic of the algorithm. Okay, for example, this time we will enter 4. And we will have such thing. I am instead of the spaces, I am putting the dashes so you can take them as spaces to show you the number of spaces as well. Or I can say 1, 2, 3 spaces, but instead of that, I am putting dashes. So this is the number of spaces. Okay, this is for number of rows is 4. First row, second row, third row, and fourth row. So how it is starting, as you see, what is the number of spaces? Yes, so what is it actually? N minus 1, right? We started from n minus 1. So n was 4, we have 3 spaces. Then in each iteration, we will decrease it. So here we started from, if it is 4, 2, 3, then in each iteration, we are going to decrease it. So in this one, 2, then again, we decrease it, 1, and in the last one, we have 0, right? If it was more, for example, if you do 5, then you will start from 4 spaces like this. And 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You see, this is for 4. This is so here there are two things. Number of spaces. This is the idea of the number of spaces. Start it from n-1 and in each iteration decrease it by 1. And there is one thing for the asterisk. I will tell you as well. And this is for n is equal to 5. So for n is equal to 5, this is the number of rows. We started from 4. Why? Because space, we started the initial of the space is n-1, which is 4. Then in each iteration, we will decrease it. 3, 2, 1, and the last one, 0. Okay, this is for the number of spaces. How about the number of asterisks?
I, then I plus 2.
I plus 2.
No. It doesn't work like that.
Is not, because this is 7, for example.
I agree.
It is easy. 2i minus 1. When it is 1, 2 times 1 minus 1 is equal to 1. So we have, this is number of asterisks. So in the first row, I is equal to 1, right? In this one, I is equal to 1. So we will put 1 here. 2 times 1 minus 1, it is 1. We have just 1 asterisk. Then in the second row, 2i minus 1 again. But I is now 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 1 is equal to 3. We have 3 asterisks. Same here. This time the I value will be 3. 2 times 3 is 6 minus 1, 5. You see, we have 5 asterisks. And the last one is when I is equal to 4. This I value is 4. 2 times 8, 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1, 7. So we have 7 asterisks. Is that clear?
So why can't we say that increase I by 2?
But how we are going to manipulate this one then? So
Because it also goes like 1, 3, 5, and 7.
1, 3, 5, 7. We start from 1, increase it by 2. I will show you why. Because
Okay.
it's another loop, that's why. I will show you. Just now try to understand the idea, then inside the code I will show you. And the same here. 2i minus 1, 1, blah, blah, blah. Just in this one, what is the difference? When I is equal to 4, 5, 2 times 5 minus 1. So the last one, we will have 9 asterisks. So two things, why I'm repeating it, because you will see them in the code. One for the space, started from n-1, decrease it 1 by 1 up to the end. And the other thing, number of asterisks. So we are going to have one loop, the outer loop, for the number of rows, right? Like we did in the right triangle. For this one, it is up to 4. Then one for loop inside this one for loop for the space, and another for loop for the number of asterisks. Let me show you. Oh, sorry, this is this one. Again, we are taking the n value. This is the number of rows. For example, what's the problem? Sorry. Can you see a problem? Ah, sorry. What is this? Okay. First, we are entering the rows. For example, in my example, it was 4. Or you can do it 10. You see, start from 9 spaces, 8, 7, blah, blah, up to 0 spaces. Then, for the number of asterisks, start from 2i minus 1. So 1, 3, 5, 7, up to what is the 10? 2 times 20. It is 2 times 10 is 20 minus 1. So at the last one, we have 19 asterisks. Okay, let's check it. Starting from here. Let's do it iteration by iteration. So we will do it for n is equal to 4. Let me open this one. Okay. So the first one I told you. The first one for the number of rows. As you see, k, you can change it as I as well. In this code, it is k. This is outer loop, control the number of rows. For example, it is 4, so we will have 4 rows. This is just to control the number of rows. This one, let's say inner loop 1, to control number of spaces. You see, as I showed you, we start from n minus 1, right? So for example, we start from 3 spaces like this. Then in each iteration, decrease it by 1. When you go to the new line, decrease it to 2. So it is quite easy.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Is space registered as an integer? Did we name it in the code as an integer?
Yes, in the beginning it is int space.
All right.
I didn't copy that part. Then what is the second one? Let's call it inner loop 2 to control number of asterisks. You see, it is 2k minus 1, or we call it, 2i minus 1. And printf that much asterisks. You started from 1, then 3, 5, 7, and so on. So you ask me why we didn't start from 1 and increase it 2 by 2. If you can do that, but how we are going to know when to stop? That's why we are using a general form, which is 2k minus 1, because we need to know where to stop. Okay, let's do it. So
can you please show me the program?
yes, here.
Like the whole one. Can you please minimize it a bit? Thank you. Just a second. All right, thank you.
But you can find these ones on the example 3, okay? Here. It is example 3, I uploaded this one.
On Moodle, yeah, all right.
Yes, they are all there.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's start. First, of course, this is, we take it from the user. This is the number of rows. Let's select S4. Then, as you know, I told you where we are going to stop for the initial condition for the number of spaces, n minus 1. So we initialize the space n minus 1, which is 3. After that, this is for the number of rows. Of course, we are going to start from 1 up to number of n, number of rows. In our case, this is 4. We will go up to 4. Okay, for k is equal to 1, first, we will put the spaces. You see, C started from 1 up to the space. For k is equal to 1, first we will do A1, C1. Let me show you here the output. Instead of the space, again, I will put dashes, or you can directly do this one dashes like this. If you might change your code here, instead of the space, a dash like that. On the screen, you will see dashes, you see. Here it is more understandable, the number of spaces. Okay, we started from K1 and C1, print a dash or space. We print a dash. After that, increase the C up to space. And the initial value for space is 3. K1, C is equal to 2. Again, print a space or dash. The last one, C is equal to 3, because space is equal to 3, n minus 1. Again, put a dash. Okay, this loop is now over. What we are going to do, as I told you before, in each iteration, decrease the space value by 1. So space minus minus, this is, the same as space is equal to space minus 1. We decrease it by 1. Now space is equal to 2. Okay, go to the other loop, and this is for putting the asterisks. Again, k is equal to 1. We are still in the same loop for the outer one. K is equal to 1. Start from 1 up to 2k minus 1. If k is equal to 1, this is 1. 2 times 1 minus 1, this is actually 1. So we have just one loop. K is equal to 1. By the way, you can change these names, but it doesn't matter because they are different loops. You can use the same name as well. Or you can change this one to J, this one to I. It's totally up to you. So this is just one loop. We start from 1, print the asterisk. When you increase it, it will be false. So we will just have 1 asterisk. After that, so both loops are finished. This is 2k minus 1. Now the both loops are finished. This is finished. This is finished. Printf slash n. We go to the new line. So everything inside the outer loop is finished. The first iteration for the outer loop is finished. We will increase the k value. Now k value is increased to 2. We increase the k value. Again, we will start from here. C is equal to 1 up to space. You know what is the space now? It is 2. So basically this is 2. We are going to put 2 spaces or 2 dashes. Space was 2. That's why this is 2. Printf dashes. So 2 times we will print the dashes. We print it. And again, so it is like this actually. K2, C1, then K2, C2. After 2, this condition will be false. So the first loop is finished. Decrease the space value by 1. Decrease the space value by 1. So space will be 1. It was 2. Now it is 1. And start the second loop to put the asterisk. This is 2k minus 1. What is the k value? It is 2. So 2k minus 1. 2 times 2. This is 2. 2 times 2 minus 1. Basically it is 3. So this loop will start from 1 up to 3. K is 2. We do it for 1. Asterisk. Increase the C value. We are here. Put an asterisk. The last one, because 2k minus 1 is 3. C is equal to 3. Now here, you know, it's 3. The last condition. Again, put an asterisk. This loop is also over. Printf slash n. Go to the new line. Increase the k value. Increase the k value to 3. And this is, you know, 1. Space was 1. So we will just do one loop for C is equal to 1. This is 1. When you increase it 1, it will be false. Put a dash or space. So we are just going to put 1 space. After that, decrease the space value by 1. Here I am decreasing it. So space is now 0. We go to this one. K is equal to 3, you know. So 2 times k minus 1. 2 times 3 minus 1. We will have 5 asterisks. We will repeat this loop 5 times. 3, you know, C1, 2, C3, 4, and C5 for this one. And put that much asterisk. Basically 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In each loop, we put an asterisk. Now this loop is over as well. Printf slash n. Go to the new line. So in here, what will happen? You know, space is updated as 0. Again, you will do k is equal to 4. We update the k value. This is our last iteration because n we select it as 4. So this space is now 0. So what will happen? This condition is directly false because you started from 1. 1 is not less than 0. This for loop will be directly false. So you are not going to enter this for loop. This is over. Decrease the space value by 1. It doesn't matter because this is the last one, but in the code it is decreased as -1. And go to the last loop, which is starting from 1 to 2k minus 1. What is the k value? It is 4. 2 times 4 minus 1, 7. So 7 times, print the asterisk. We will not have any space. As I told you, we skip the for loop. 7 times, print the asterisk. And after that, /n. And the loops are over. This is also finished. We did this one. This is finished because we reached to n. The number of rows was 4. This is also over. So all the loops are finished. At the end, we have this triangle shape. Is there any question? Just here the tricky point. We write the first loop, outer loop, for the number of rows. Then we have 2 loops. Why is that? One for the space, one for the asterisk. We are controlling the space, starting with 1, decrease it 1 by 1 each iteration, and the number of asterisks by 2k minus 1. That's it. Clear?
I have a question.
Yes.
Does ordering the commands matter? Like if we just copy the first one, which manages the spaces, and write it below the one for the asterisks.
But you need
Would
to
there
first
be
put this. Yes, it will be different, right? Because you need to first put the spaces.
Okay. So it's
Because
programmed to read from top to bottom, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
First, we are putting the spaces, then the asterisk. That's why we put the first for the spaces. Okay?
Clear.
Okay, our last example about the nested loops, and I think I will finish because I don't want to start the new chapter. We don't have enough time. In here, as I told you, up to this stage for the diamond, up to here, it is the same. We will do exactly the same code. You see, for example, 7, what's going on? We have 6 space, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 space. And for the number of asterisks, same. 2i minus 1. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. The last one, 7 times 2 minus 1. 14 minus 1, 13. And after that, the things will change. Basically, like we did in the inverse right triangle, we will print an inverse triangle here. And I will show you how. So this is the normal triangle, the same code. And after this one, we will print an inverse triangle. So there are 2 parts of this code. Let me show you. Here, you see, it's exactly the same. This is for the triangle. It's the same code. Then after this one, we put another loop for the inverse triangle. And this one, and we are doing the inverse operation as we did in the right triangle. You see, this time, instead of decreasing the space, we are increasing it. And this one, instead of 2k minus 1, we write it n minus k. Why? Because we need to do the inverse. We need to start from here, not from 1. And in here, as you see, 1, then for the number of spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's why we will do the inverse operation. Let's copy it and see. So you see 3 spaces, 1 asterisk, 2 spaces, 3 asterisks, 1 spaces, 5 asterisks, then 0 space, 7 asterisks. And after that, 1 space, and what is the number of asterisks?
Five.
And what is it actually, as I showed you?
It's n
Two.
minus 1.
It is like this, 2
Oh,
n
2
minus
times.
k minus 1. What is n? It is 4, for
It's this.
example.
And k is I, right?
Yes.
Why did you change the integers? It's confusing now, to be honest.
Which one?
Like if we continued on the same integers I and j, it would have been better,
Okay, let me change them. This is I,
I think.
and this is j. This is j. This is I. This is j. One is j.
And n minus I, right there.
Here.
Yes.
Right? But this was k. What was the k? I did a mistake. And this was I, right?
K is I, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started from I is equal to 1. So for this one, when it is, this n is 4, we started from 1. So 2 times 4 minus 1 is 3, 6 minus 1, 5. You see? Then you will increase the I value. This is like this, n minus I. N was 4. You start the I value from 1 here. I am here. We have 1 space and 5 because we started I1 and my operation is n minus ai 2 times n minus I minus 1. What is n? It is 4 minus I. We started from 1. That's why this is 5. Then you increase the I value by 1. So it will be 2 times 4 minus 2 minus 1. So what will be the result? This is 4 minus 1, 3. You see? Then I have 3 spaces. And at the last one, again 2 times 4 minus 3. We will stop here. And as you can see, why we are stopping there? Because we set it n minus 1. That's why. When we reach to 3, we will stop. And why we are saying n minus 1? Because the bottom side is already printed there. This one is already printed, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is printed. So now we need to print 3 times, not 4, because the bottom side is already printed. So 1, 2, 3. That's why n minus 1. Stop it there. And what is this one? Which is 1 asterisk. So 5, 3, 1. Start it from 1 space. Put 5 asterisks. Up to here, it is the same, which is 2i minus 1. But after this one, we will change the number of asterisks as 2n minus I minus 1. And we will increase the spaces for each iteration.
So are we using 2 loops or what? For the
Yes,
asterisks?
yes. One up to here, the same code that I showed you. And after this one, again, we will use another loop with the outer loop as well. Okay, I will show you.
So we have one outer loop.
2 outer loops.
Huh?
One
So
for this
it's
one.
2 outer loops, 2 inner loops, like 4
Yeah.
loops we have.
You see, here you can see. Look, here, this one is the same code, okay? For the triangle, up to here.
Okay.
Up to here, it's the same. Then we have another one here. You see, again, we have an outer loop and 2 inner loops. And this is for this one. Okay?
Okay.
So I will not do the outer loop because for the triangle, we already did it. Let's see the reverse one. So now in my output, we did the same. We print the first one, 3, 1 asterisk. This is already printed. Consider it like this. As I told you, and I selected n is equal to 4. So as I told you, this first part is the same. We printed number of rows 4, a triangle, and after that, starting from space is equal to 1, the program will print the inverse triangle. Now we will continue from here. So these are printed. We will continue from new space here. You know what is the initial condition? It is space is equal to 1 because we need to print this one, right? Again, that's why we initialize the space as 1. K is equal to 1 up to Kn minus 1. Why n minus 1? Because this bottom side is printed. We just need to print this 1, 2, 3 as an inverse. So this one first, then this one, then this one. We don't need to print this one again. If you do this one and you are going to print this one again, so we don't want this. Okay, we started from C is equal to 1. The space is initialized as 1. So this is 1. We will just print one space. We print one. Space is now 1. And this time, we are doing the inverse operation. So instead of decreasing, we will increase the number of spaces. Then increase the space by 1. So 4k is equal to 1. We start from C is equal to 1. We have just one iteration because this is 1. And here, increase the space by 1. The space now is equal to 2. We increase the space. We go to this one to print the number of asterisks. N is equal to 4. Let me change this one as well to I. This is J. J. J. J. So this is N is 4. 4 minus I. What is the I value? It is 1. So as I told you, 2 times 3 minus 1, we will have 5 asterisks as we are expecting. This will goes up to 5. And in each iteration, we will print an asterisk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this loop will be over. printf/n. In here, if you are confusing, and I recommend you that, okay, in the code, because it is just one line, we didn't put braces. But in this nested loop, it's better to put braces to understand where your loop is starting and where it is ending. In the original code, it is not put it, and please separate them like this. You will understand that you will just print the space, then increase it. So you will not confuse that the space plus plus is inside the first inner loop. Put the braces and close it if you have nested loops.
Sir,
Yes.
can you please get back to the program for a second and run it? Oh, you didn't initialize the variable. When we change the variables, it still ends CNK.
INJ. Yes. That was the question, or?
My question is, when you put 4, which is n, what does it represent inside the shape that you're drawing? Like, I'm getting confused in here.
The triangle rows, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Then this is the inverse one, I told you. That's one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like we did in the previous example.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Where we stopped here. Okay, after that, we will increase the I value. So I will be 2. This space is now 2. So we will put 2 spaces for J1 and J2. For J1 and J2, we put spaces. Then increase the number of spaces. So space will be equal to 3. We will go to the second loop. N minus I, 4 minus, what is the I value? It is 2. 4 minus 2, 2 times 2 minus 1 is 3. So this is basically 3. So we will repeat this loop 3 times and print asterisk. 1, 2, 3. This loop will be over. Printf/n, go to the new line. Increase the I value, and this is my last iteration because it goes up to n minus 1. N is 4, n minus 1 is 3. So I is equal to 3. The space we finalize as 3. So this is now 3. We will repeat the first loop up to 3. 1, and 3. 1, 2, 3. So we go back to this one. 3, and we are going to put 1 asterisk. N minus n, I, what is the I value? It is 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. 2 times 1 minus 1, it's 1. So we will repeat this loop just one time and print 1 asterisk. After that, this loop is over. Printf/n, go to the new line, and all the loops are finished. The program will be terminated. And this is what we got. Is there any question? The tricky point here to just understand the number of rows and number of columns. That's it. And maybe if we ask such a question, we might give you some hints to control this number of rows or columns.
So would a similar question be in the quiz?
No, I am not telling you that. Maybe in the midterm, maybe in the final. Not in the quiz, the question will be not that advanced, like the diamond, okay?
Okay, good.
But of course, in the midterm, in the final, might be.
Sir,
Yes.
can you write the parts of the exam, like, how can I say it? When are we going to take the exam, like?
What are the materials covered?
Yes.
Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. 2, 3, 4.
No, this is for the quiz. We're asking about final. If you have any idea.
Up to Chapter 7. We will finish Chapter 7.
All right.
Pointers are our last topic, and it is Chapter 7. So what left now? We will start next week the functions, which is Chapter 5. And up to the midterm, we will finish it. Then we will have 2 weeks break for the midterms. It's midterm week. After the midterms, we will start from Chapter 6, which is the arrays, and Chapter 7. So after the midterms, just 2 chapters will left. Arrays and pointers. Okay? Okay, let me take the attendance.
So, Doctor, which is harder, the 2 chapters or the 3 chapters left, or the ones we did already?
3 chapters left. But of course, you know, things are getting much harder. So it seems like less chapters, like the chapters, number of chapters is low, but we are getting to more advanced stuff. So maybe we will use more time there.
Okay.
And as you understand, I think this programming, we are adding something up. So for example, in chapter 6, of course, we are going to use the loops. Or in chapter 7, again, we are going to use these loops and everything. So they will be all combined. That's why I'm telling from now on, please try to catch us, try to review, because every day we are adding something up.
Could you please tell what do you call it? The instructor to give us the homework marks?
For the labs?
Yeah, the lab instructor.
Okay, I will
we did our homeworks, but we didn't get our marks.
Okay, I will remind them. Okay, I'm taking the attendance. Davut Demirol. Davut. Not here. Ervan Kaya.
Present.
Hasan Salah. Hasan Salah. Not present. Barış Yeral.
Yes, sir.
Mustafa Toslak. Not here. Mustafa Arkınel. Mert Salim.
Present.
Ekin Ejderoğlu.
Sorry, teacher. I am Davut Demirol. I am here.
Who are you?
Davut Demirol.
Ah, okay. Ekin Ejderoğlu. Not here. Fatima Ahmet. Fatima Ahmet. Not here. Muhammed El Bushra. Not here. Türki Huvail.
Present.
Asem Ali Abd. Asem. Ammar Muhammed.
Yes, here, teacher.
Didem Fatma Ateş.
Present hocam.
Ali Çetiner.
Here, sir.
Doğukan Birdal.
I'm here.
Hüseyin Eren Mert.
Present.
Emre Özkaya. Emre Özkaya. Sultan Akcansoy. Sultan Oyal Aktaşlı.
Present.
Mustafa Hacet.
Present, sir.
İlkan Uyar. İlkan not here. Mustafa Bolat. Mustafa Bolat not here. Ergül amca.
Here, sir.
Kürşat Berk Alkan.
Present.
Sama Al Obadi.
Here, sir.
Muhammed Abu Soba. Muhammed not here. Solane Ingrid.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm here, teacher.
Okay. Hamza Otman.
Sorry, you me. Birkan Uyar, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hamza Otman. Not here. Almahdi Suvan.
Yes, I'm here, teacher.
Muad Hamayun.
Yes, I'm here.
Muhammed El Fadul.
Yes, sir.
Muhammed Mozarahi.
I'm here, sir.
Abu Bakar Sahabi. Abu Bakar, not here. Zakaria El Fajuni.
Present.
Osama Baradem.
Present, sir.
Eba El Kitani.
Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm here, but my mic is not working.
What is your name?
Hamza Osman.
Okay. I clicked you.
Thank you.
Muneba El Kitani. Muneba. Not here. Kate Kanucci.
Yeah.
Lantva Dilamani.
Present.
Prince Mitchell.
Present.
Ahmed Mohammed. Ahmed Nasar Aldin. Not here. Salem Mohammed.
Present, sir.
Aliyu Yakubu. Aliyu, not present. Yusuf Al Sayed. Yusuf Al Sayed, not present. Sharif Esam.
I'm Ahmed Nasruddin. I'm
sir.
You are Ahmed Nasar Aldin. Okay. Sharif Al Sharif, present, right?
Present, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Merve Güneyhan.
Present.
Abdullah Karis.
Present.
Raymond Stephen. Raymond Stephen, not present. Blessing Mac.
Present.
Okay. Abbas Faki.
Present, sir.
Obina Charles. Obina Charles, not present. Hussein El Yassin. Ahmed Osman.
Present.
Anas Alvarki.
Present.
Muhammad Al Abbar.
Yes, sir.
Hashim Alatra.
Present.
Bryce Lecky.
Present.
Osama Chaput.
Present, sir.
Oluwatomisin.
Present, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I am here, but I think you couldn't attend me.
What is your name?
Mustafa Bolat, page 2.
Page 2. Mustafa Bolat. Okay, I clicked you.
Thank
So
you.
I'm here.
Who are you?
Oluwatomisin.
What is your name?
Oluwatomisin.
Okay, I clicked you. The last one, right?
Yes.
Yes, I clicked it. So,
Sir, there's someone writing in the chat.
let me check. Muneba, okay, I am clicking you. Muneba, where were you? Yes, okay. Okay, then the info students. Mihriban Özdemir.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Utku Yavaş.
Yes, hocam.
and Grace Ojo. Grace Ojo.
I'm here, sir.
Oh, it's okay, guys. Please study well for the quiz. I told you all the topics are included. Good luck on the quiz. See you on Friday. Bye bye.
Have a good day, sir. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.